What's up, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How about you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah.
So, if you could just introduce yourself for us real quick, and I'll get
Yeah,
started with the questions.
for sure. Yeah, my name is Kyle Buonto. I'm 21 years old. I'm out here in Seattle, Washington, and I played a year of Juco, and then I signed to play at another school here in Washington, NAIA. And then so yeah, I've been playing soccer my whole life, and then like I just started YouTube pretty recently, like during quarantine. So and that's how I met Josh through YouTube.
Yeah, we met through the YouTube comments. So just started talking and just heard more about his story. Thought it'd be interesting to talk about JUCO. No one I've talked with so far has played JUCO, as far as I know, on these lives. So that'd be an
Yeah.
interesting topic. So, first of all, what was the name of the JUCO you went to? And you said there was a gap year in between uh, JUCO and then this year because you're gonna play for NAIA, right?
Yeah. No, dude, I took a few gap years or a couple at least. So yeah, the school is called Shoreline Community College, and it's just I want to say like 15 minutes north of like Seattle, like downtown Seattle. And so I graduated 2017, and then I didn't play immediately after that. How's my connection right now? I feel like do I look all right or
Yeah, you're good on my screen. It's clear.
okay? I feel like on my stream is kind of looking a little fuzzy, but yeah, we'll just keep it going. Yeah, so 2017 I graduated. I could have a bunch of my friends that graduated with me came to play like in like the same conference up here, like Washington, Oregon. It's called like NWAC. And then 2018 I just went to school and didn't play at all. And then 2019 I came. Oh no, sorry. 2017 I didn't play. 2018 I played for the fall season, and then went to school that year. 2019, I took a gap year, and then 2020, I'm gonna be back playing NAIA.
Okay, and then NAIA is Evergreen State College, right?
Evergreen State, yeah, that's out in Olympia, so it's about an hour and a half away from Seattle. It's
Yeah,
kind of more toward more south.
yeah. What's up, man? How you doing in the chat? I'm doing good. How are you? Um, so you said so your first year when you went to JUCO, actually you didn't play on the team, but you were at the same JUCO, and then your second year you decided.
Oh, no, no. So I didn't play so I signed for the 2018 season, but I took a gap year 2017 after I graduated. I didn't play soccer at all.
Oh, right.
And then 2018, I decided I wanted to come back and play. 2019, I didn't. I was trying to sign for to go play at Evergreen for the 2019 season or play at another NAIA school, but I was like in-state tuition, like because like finances are huge with like paying for college
Yeah.
and stuff. So that year I just pretty much stayed and tried to get residency in the state of Washington, and then just try to save up money and work. Hey, what's up,
Oh,
Yoni?
okay. So you aren't originally from Washington, Washington then? So you're trying to
Uh,
get residency.
yeah. So I was actually born in Seattle, and then when I was 7, I moved to Vegas because my dad got a promotion to work, and then pretty much from 7 until like high school graduation, I've been in Vegas. So pretty much Vegas is like I consider Vegas home, but yeah,
Okay, so sounds like your recruiting process is pretty different than also your transfer process.
yeah,
So
it's kind of like squiggly, yeah.
yeah, it's taking a gap year and then another gap year. So how did you find your JUCO, and could you just kind of walk us through your JUCO recruiting process?
Yeah. Let's see. So my dad, so senior year, my dad was coaching my club team. And then I think around that time, that was you were playing. I think yeah, pretty much applied where they did it to where they changed the age groups to just like birth year. Because before like the 99s, like I was playing 99 just because like I was a late 98, and like you remember how like that went, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like I think that was the year it changed to where 98s birth years had to play with all 98s and 99s and stuff. So like the teams kind of got broken up, and so I played senior year and I got kind of burnt out with soccer. I'm like, yeah, like because um, I didn't have too many offers and stuff coming out. I had like a few. some interest from like D3 and some NAIA schools, and then like I was just looking at tuition was. I'm like, damn, like, because like I was kind of out of touch with how the college process like really was, and
Yeah.
so I was expecting like more offers or like better scholarships and stuff, but
Yeah.
um, so I got burnt out, and then I was like, all right, yeah, I'm done with soccer. So 2018, I just went to university and to UNLV, and let's see. And like, oh, I forgot to tell you, because during high school too, I did a running start, which is like this thing where like you get college credits during high school, and so I earned my associates the same time I graduated high school. So I didn't like I had my dad had connections to like some the same like JUCOs up here in Washington that like I ended up coming to, but then like in my head I was like, nah, it doesn't really make sense for me. I already have my associates to go back to like a junior college. And so like if I'm not gonna assign for like a university, then I'll just probably just go to school. And so like that year, fall I went to UNLV, fall semester, and then I kind of started missing playing and stuff. And my dad was still coaching the U19 like which were 1999 age group. And
Yeah.
then Mayor's Cup is like one of the biggest tournaments that like any like that's hosted in Vegas. And then a bunch of schools, colleges were in town to like scout for that tournament. And so my dad would like got in touch with the coaches, and they actually came out to like run some sessions with his team. And then he just had like he's like, hey, do you want to come out and just join the session and just see? And so like I went and did the sessions with them, and then it's funny because a lot of the schools that I played against that ran the sessions because there were about five or six of the schools that he had, like the coaches that he brought down to come and run sessions, and then like they were all in the same conference. That like so we'd play them like three times in like our season, so which is pretty cool. And so pretty much I had interest from majority like four out of the six of them or three out of the five of them, and then I end up when it came down to sending my letter of intent, I ended up going with Shoreline just because it was closer to, dude. That was like a long commute for me just because like I had to take public transportation out of a car or anything, so it took like 3 hours, pretty much 3 hours a day to get to and from school. But yeah,
Gosh. Jeez.
yeah, but
So
yeah, that so did I leave anything out though as far as like answering the question? So
I
that
don't
was
think so because you just
okay.
said senior year you didn't think you're getting that much interest, so then
Hmm.
you just decide I'll just go to school next year, but then you realize I don't want to just go to school. I want to play soccer. So then
Yeah,
you used your dad to get connections and trained with some of these coaches, and then that's how you got your interest.
yeah, pretty much. What's up, Brad? What's up, Tara?
Yeah, I
What's
was
up,
wondering.
Andre?
You said you played JUCO for a year, so I was like, did you not get your associate's degree? That's pretty crazy. You already got it in high school. So
Yeah. No, my mom, honestly, she wasn't happy that I came up here to, I mean, because I have, what made it make sense is I have like a lot of, like, my grandparents are here. I have like a whole bunch of aunts, uncles, cousins. So, like, that part would have been cool coming up here. Because, like, whenever I come up here for, like, vacation, like, it's always fun and stuff. So I
yeah,
kind of wanted to, like, experience, like, being out here. And then to be able to, like, I missed playing a lot. Like, I thought I was done. Like, I'm like, yeah, like forget soccer and stuff. But then I'm like, nah, like once I got this next opportunity to come and play, then I was like, yeah, I think I should take it.
yeah, yeah. That is cool. Like my school, it wasn't like the big deciding factor, but I have like aunts and uncles like 40 minutes away. So if
Oh,
I have
okay.
like an emergency or something, they're there. And then my dad pretty much goes down there every year for work to San Antonio, which is like
Oh,
40
okay.
minutes from school. So I can see him a few times when I'm at school too. That's definitely something like, for some people it's more important than others, but like when you're going to school, that's something cool if you have family nearby, things like that.
Yeah. No, I was kind of thinking about that too when you ended up deciding on Texas too. I was like, dang, because it's it's somewhat close to Arizona, but it's still like two states away. So I was just kind
Yeah.
of that makes sense though. Because I
Yeah.
always tell people too, I'm like, yeah, like I'm out here like away from my parents and stuff, but I'm not like fully by myself. Just because like down south, I got my mom's side of the family. If I take a drive like 20 minutes up north, then like I got my dad's side of the family up there
Yeah.
too. So yeah.
So the next thing I was going to ask is about the competition at the JUCO level. You haven't played at NAIA yet, but
Hmm.
in general, how much of a step up was it from high school? Were there a lot of like international players, a lot of big like prospects, or just guys that were really good in high school when you got to
Yeah.
JUCO?
Let's see. I think it's a lot of pretty much all state or all city teams from like the high school level, like varsity level that'll play because there's so many compare at least compared to Vegas. Vegas only had so there was a D1 team. So there was only one Division One team, which is UNLV, and they had just opened up a new like so the community college that had been established there didn't have a soccer team until I committed to here. So if they had already had a team before I committed, I probably would have just stayed in Vegas and then probably tried to play for them. But
Yeah,
so compared versus up here, there's in my like conference, there was six teams. So six teams in the north, six teams in the south, east, west. So that's over 20 teams, compared to and like all we had to do was just travel. Like the furthest we would travel was probably to Port Angeles and Bellingham, which is probably like an hour, 2 hour and a half, 2 hour travel. But yeah, as far as competition, so they would just pull from like the high schools in the area. I mean, there was some. I think the guy that won MVP, he was a Gambian kid but he was originally from like Alaska, like Anchorage, Alaska.
hmm.
But I don't think there's too many international kids. Yeah, not too
I'm
many.
glad you. I'm glad you brought up the traveling too, because that was something I was going to ask. Because there's some states that have like a ton of JUCO teams like everywhere, and then there's some
Yeah.
states where there's just like a handful. Same with like
Mhm.
different things. Like here in Arizona, we barely have any schools of soccer programs, so I can't imagine like the traveling. But then in Texas, we have so many, and it's still like at least 2 hours to drive for a game. So either
Yeah.
way,
It's
yeah,
crazy how it's different, like each, like from state to state. What's up,
yeah.
Felipe?
What's up, Chris? Appreciate it. What's up, Cammy? How you doing? So you said, like you said, they mostly pull from high schools locally. Um, that does seem to be the case from what I've heard. And I know
Hmm.
there's one called Phoenix College out here, and the boys team that won state for club, like
Yeah.
almost every single player signed to a college or something. I saw this in like an article, and almost all of them still went to Phoenix College though.
Geez, that's
So,
crazy. So the chemistry just stays there then.
yeah, they should theoretically they should be pretty good then, but um, yeah. And then I also heard
How about
um,
Yavapai? I heard because a bunch of kids from Vegas, the Vegas area, they'll go to Yavapai. Like, how far are you from Yavapai?
I have no idea to be honest, because I didn't really look at JUCOs at all. I just wanted to go straight to a 4 year.
Hmm.
So Phoenix College is the only one I've really heard about, but I haven't really done research on them, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
One of my teammates on my team now, Shriner University, he was a transfer from a JUCO, and I remember him saying they had like one guy from Brazil and a couple other guys, and it was in like Kansas. It's like,
Hmm.
geez, that's pretty crazy. You got, but um, it does seem like JUCO typically is a lot of guys like just coming out of high school, and maybe they're like, let's save some money, and then because 4 years is so expensive, sometimes I'm like, I almost wish I went to JUCO, save some money,
Yeah.
got more experience, then transferred. So it
No,
does
for
seem like
sure.
those local guys.
Yeah, no, because I mean, it's. I think there's even been some cases where, like, let's say if a player is having, not at least on my team, but I think from friends have told me from other teams, guys that were playing at universities that didn't get much playing time, or like let's say wanted to save money, so they went like a semester, a quarter at like a university. They would transfer back to like a JUCO, and then that way they'd whether or not they redshirt at their university or just played, they would. I mean, it does, like you said, it saves a lot of money.
Yeah, for
Oh, my
sure.
girlfriend joined. Should we answer this question right here, or should we save that for
Learn
the
about
end?
nutrition. I'll just answer right now in case he leaves. So,
Okay.
learning about nutrition, really, a lot of things I just learn. I just watch YouTube videos from people I trust, and I'll just make sure like they'll say like this is from this study, or I'll look it up on my own after. But you can literally just go to like Google Scholar is probably better than just straight up Google, and just look up your questions about nutrition. Go on YouTube, look it up. Um, Probably watch multiple videos though to make sure like it's something people agree on and it's not just some like fad diet or just what one person thinks. So, and you can even take like programs to get certified to learn about nutrition. So, just do your own research. Really, is how I learned about it. Hear from other people. What do
Yeah,
you?
no, I'd agree to that. I think, like you said, the more sources you take, the better. And I think just taking the responsibility to, I mean, if it's important, if finding out more about nutrition is important to you, then yeah, you just gotta find, go out there and try to do your research. You can
Yeah,
even take a course in college. I mean, that falls
yeah,
under. I don't think it falls under an elective. I think that some students that I've talked to, they said like, especially like science majors, like that's like a required course, is nutrition.
yeah. You can even minor in it in some schools. That was something I was
Hmm.
thinking about, but at my school we don't have that as a minor. We might have a few
Oh, okay.
classes here and there about it, but
Yeah.
yeah. So the next question I was just gonna ask about was scholarships, and you don't have to tell us like your specifics or anything like
Hmm.
that if you don't feel like it, but just in general, obviously, like you said, a lot cheaper. Do they still have a lot of athletic scholarships for players on the team, and do they still offer quite a bit through academic? So even though it is a lot cheaper, will the scholarship still cover you, or how does that typically work?
Yeah. So, in my case, I mean, anytime like a coach is gonna recruit, I feel like they're all first thing as far as money wise, they're just gonna ask. They're gonna want to know if you get FAFSA or not, and they're gonna
Mhm.
want to know if like your GPA. That way, because if the more that you can earn through academics and through FAFSA, then they can allocate their athletic scholarship more toward kids that don't get it, just because
Yeah,
like just so they can get like a better team versus like if they put all their eggs into one basket, then they might get like three like really good players, and then the rest of the team might suffer. So like
yeah,
I think my advice looking back like at my high school self, I just wish I would have like messed around less in high school and just took care like of like the GPA and stuff. Cause like right now, like they literally pay for you to just like be responsible, you know. So, but for me personally, Washington, all the Washington schools could only max you out at 60% for athletics scholarships, like on the LOI, letter of intent. But
mm,
my dad was telling me if I would have signed for any of like the Oregon schools, Oregon would have like they could have maxed you out on like 100% academic scholarships.
in
So in
Oregon, Juco.
Oregon JUCOs, yeah.
Hmm.
So, but I mean, it was important for me to be able to like stay here with family. So that's kind of why it didn't appeal to me. But and plus, it would have been the extra expense of trying to find a place to stay and like pay rent, pay bills. But
Yeah,
so yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't mind. I mean, they maxed me out at 60%, but then just since I was paying out of state tuition, um, I still had to pay like 1,500 out of pocket, which for me
yeah,
it was a lot. Some of my friends that
yeah.
came, because like I got to play against some of my club teammates came out to play, but for different schools, I was able to play against them. Some of their coaches were even able to do like a tuition waiver. So like they got like whatever scholarship the coach awarded them, plus they made it to where they got in-state tuition. But then my coach like I guess with my school they were under like a budget deficit, so like he couldn't do that for me.
Hmm. That's pretty. I mean, JUCO is significantly cheaper, but 60% is still pretty good because I remember talking to a D2 coach, and he was. This was like a fairly good like D2. I think they finished like 8-8 the year before or something. and he
Mhm.
said like the average is like $3 grand scholarship, and they cost tuition wise, I think like 16 grand a year. So
Oh
that's
damn.
nowhere near.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nowhere near 60%, and you would think they'd have like a lot of money, but they still really don't. So that's
Yeah.
pretty good deal, 60%.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty fortunate too, because even the university that I assigned to, like they're not as far as like tuition rates over there. Like it's only like just a little over 7, so it's not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's like 30 grand.
Sheesh.
With
I mean,
loan.
you go, but it's a private school though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, private school. Like, I mean, I think majority of D3s are private schools, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
D3 is definitely supposed to be the academic focus. That's why they don't do athletic scholarships.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sure some of these D3 schools could definitely afford to, but that's just the deal with D3. So most of them
Yeah.
are private, and I mean, I don't think there's too many schools that are D3 that are like Stanford or Harvard level, but it's still like a pretty good degree. So
No, one of my club teammates, like, he went to, he played for a D3 over in, like, I think Ohio, like Case Western Reserve. Have you heard of him? Or I don't know if you played against him at all, but
no,
yeah, I mean, I think the big appeal, like, because he was telling me too, is just like it was the academics and like I guess D3, like they want to attract like a certain like type of students there that put school first, and then maybe even
yeah,
like athletics second.
yeah, because D3 sometimes it's frustrated because a lot of players are just like, I'm just playing to enjoy it. Because like other levels, like you said, like the athletic scholarship, that's like pressure, and then
Mm-hmm.
a lot of other levels are like, I want to go pro, and then D3, there's barely anybody that's like has that mindset.
Yeah, they just take a backseat. It's almost like
Yeah,
after school, just like after school curricular activities, kind of thing.
yeah,
But it's more serious than that. But then it's not like you said. They don't have they're just gonna do college sports, and then after that they're ready to work and just find a job.
yeah. I mean, there's definitely some really good players, and the ones that are serious, a lot of times will transfer or they'll train with like USL teams or something in the summer. But overall, it is kind of like, okay, like there's not like my money's coming from school anyways. So how I perform in soccer is really just up to me, like how much I feel like putting in. So
Yeah,
in some ways, it's like kind of positive because all your motivation is just like how much you love the game, how much you love playing. But then
yeah,
again, sometimes that extra motivation can be good and make increase the level. So there's
yeah.
pros and cons to every level of it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's good too because I feel like you guys probably don't get like a big issue with like ineligibility, right?
No, I don't think anyone on
Yeah,
your team was ineligible.
dude, my team. So like they had to enforce like a mandatory like study hall and like
Mm,
so not only, dude. Okay, so my team we lost like we were at the bottom. We were like so the year I played, even the year I didn't play. I think I don't know what it was with that school, but I guess just I mean I didn't when I did my research like attending there. I kind of turned like a blind eye toward it just because like all right, yeah, I'm gonna be staying with my grandparents, and then I'll be able to play and stuff. So I didn't think like all right, it's a new year, the turnover is probably going to be different. But their record was terrible. Like when I was getting recruited to go
yeah,
there. But then I was like all right, I was talking to the coach. He was like saying, yeah, this team this year's gonna be different. It's gonna be like a 180 turnaround. And then but yeah, but we lost. We won our 2 preseason games and lost every game after that. And then what were we getting? What were you just touching up on? You were talking about. Oh, I was telling you about study hall. Yeah, so they had to enforce mandatory study hall. So not only did we weren't taking care of business on the field, and then off the field, like my team was like probably as far as preseason, we were able to get majority of guys in like eligible. But then what happens a lot in Juco, since it's only like 2 years of eligibility, guys would play during the fall season and then just not go to school, like just dip out after the season is over.
jeez,
Or they would do like bad in classes. So
yeah,
I feel like on the coaches' parts or like the athletic directors, like and their perspective is kind of it's like a headache to them.
yeah. That's interesting because now that I think about it, we never even really thought about the eligibility thing. Like they talked about it, of course, at first,
Yeah,
but you never heard like, oh yeah, this guy isn't playing this weekend because he's ineligible. It was like that was never an issue on our team, and
yeah,
I think even compared to other D3s, our classes and everything, it's pretty easy. Like it's just a little harder than high school, to be honest. Even at this private school,
Yeah,
like you shouldn't be failing unless you're literally missing every
unless you don't
class.
care. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. The only reason you fail is you don't care.
yeah. It's- So Chris asked, "Do you guys want to go pro or go overseas and play?" Josh, you want to answer that first?
Sure. So I definitely want to go pro after college. As far as going overseas, I want to try out for like teams here in America first, and I want to keep like building my connections. Try out here first, and then maybe do something like Matt Sheldon, Spencer Muller, Stefan Mueller have done. Like they'll go to England or Germany, or just another country for like a year or a season to build up like their resume, and then come back and try again. So maybe something like that. I don't have all that figured out or planned yet because I'm just going one season, 1 year at a time. But what about you?
Facts. Yeah, no, the dream for me is to play pro. I think like my dad's having me. I think after I played this year, my dad was trying to tell like I think I probably would have maybe tried out, or no, I probably couldn't have just because like I fractured my ankle. But because Vegas has a USL team, the
Mm.
Las Vegas Lights,
Oh yeah,
so probably like depending how sharp I feel or how I feel like after the college season, during the off season, I'll probably go head back down to Vegas and then do like a tryout with them. And then after college, so yeah, my plan pretty much is to just ball out in college, try to get like build up my resume, like play well, and like continue to build up my like my film and stuff to be able to send out. And then on during the off season, just play for some USL 2 teams or like semi pro teams. And then after the 2 years is up, um, I think I'll try either. I think what you said is probably it's better to try to stay like in this country just because like with like the headaches with like the visas and all that.
yeah,
So I'll probably maybe do like trials just across like state to state, like save up money to see if I could travel to places that have tryouts. But I mean, I do really, really like want to experience like the level like overseas. So even if it's like going to like Japan or something, or like even like smaller um, nations in like Europe, I do want to get a taste of that and just see how it is. But I mean, that all that takes money too.
yeah,
So
yeah. Even just like even apart from soccer, it'd be cool to just go to another country, live there, see the culture, and even if you're just applying for a regular job, like if you give up on the pro thing eventually, that's like, okay, I lived in another country. It's a good experience.
yeah, well, originally after high school, like that point in time where like I thought that I was done with soccer. Pretty much, I was like super like interested in like Japanese culture and stuff. So like I wanted to. They have this program where like there's like a high demand for English teachers out there, like English like from English speaking countries like England, Australia, the U.S. Um, so pretty much, it's like what's it called? It's called like the I think the JET program. So if you, as long as you have a 4 year degree, like a bachelor's in like anything, it could be
Yeah,
freaking like art. It could be you could have it in like nursing, kinesiology, whatever. Then you can go there and then they'll pay you like they'll help you out with housing and stuff to be like a English teacher, like whatever grade level.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You asked, you guys playing UPSL, MPSL, USL two now? So I'll let you answer that.
Yeah,
Or
so I wanted to do some of those tryouts and stuff, but then that was they were right when I think the dates they released tryouts dates for that, like that's kind of when Corona hit. But I mean, I was training with this Seattle's kind of weird because they're not part of UPSL. They kind of have their own I guess like men's or semi-pro league out here. Like one of them's called Western Washington Premier League, and then what's it called? West WWPL, and then there's one called the Evergreen Premier League. And so I don't know. They really should just combine both of them. But it's like high level. Like a lot of the guys that play like for like Seattle U or UW, like or not like pretty much any college level. Like they'll go and play with those. Like they'll either play with so the USL 2 team, which is like they're affiliated with the Sounders. A lot of the guys that play Division 1 here, they'll either play with those guys or a bunch of guys from like those Division 1 teams. They'll play with this team down south in Tacoma called what are they called? It's like an Italian name.
one called
I forgot.
I swear that I heard of a USL team before called the Tacoma Defiance or something like that.
Defiance, yeah. That's the yeah, they're USL, but then the USL two. I think a lot of the guys on the Defiance, like they're not playing college. Like they're already signing contracts, so they have a professional contract already. And then it used to be called, so that was Tacoma Defiance used to be called S2, Sounders two,
Yeah.
and then the oh yeah, so the what do you call it? The USL two team used to be called Sounders U23, but then now like I guess they changed ownerships or something, so they're under a different like name banner. But OSA, there you go. Yeah, thanks Eli. Yeah, no, a lot of the guys from like UW or Seattle, those kind of split off either to go into U23 Sounders or they'll play at OSA. And OSA is in like the men's league semi-pro group. I honestly don't know why like they don't just break off that. Like I mean, it has to do with like ownerships and all that, but
Yeah.
they should just do whatever you call it, UPSL, and just like
Yeah.
have it more unified.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
I
mean,
don't.
just the fact that there's UPSL and PSL, USL two, like why have like, and that's considered semi-pro, like why have it like separated, you know?
Yeah. It's so complicated, and they change how it works every year and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think they really even at the professional level, how like they don't have I mean, it's cool. It's kind of because I saw what the Matt Sheldon posted about the whole new system that they're having for like USL Academy and like the
Mhm.
MLS the reform whatever. But they really should just take like the model is already out there that works, which is Europe. Why not just take that blueprint and just bring that over here? So, but I mean, America always wants to do things like their own way. I
I
feel
know.
like so.
We're all stubborn. But yeah,
Yeah,
basically, my answer to that question, I'm not playing any of those leagues right now. This summer, I was planning on emailing a bunch of teams here in Arizona
yeah,
because then like last season, well, last year before I came to college, I emailed the head of this MPSL team, um, and I told him like I can't get paid because they're one of the teams that actually can pay people, and then
oh, nice.
I don't know if he wants people that can just train. I think he wants like full time players. So
Yeah,
I think that might have made him lose interest. So, and then
yeah.
there's not many semi pro teams down here. So I emailed a UPSL team, didn't really get a response, and then yeah. So most of the teams I'm thinking about maybe next summer or the summer after trying in Texas because there's way more opportunities. I would just have to figure out where to live for the summer and if I wanted to do summer school too. And then
Yeah.
so then this summer I was gonna try to email the same teams again because I have a better like resume now and highlights, and I've played college for a year, so it's more enticing to them. But
Well,
Corona
Josh,
happened, so
some places too, like for USL, USL two at least, like some places will do it to where you'll still be eligible like for college, but they'll
yeah,
compensate you like by paying for like your housing or something. So like you should probably try looking into that too.
yeah, I've heard of that. It's just the guy straight up said like we can pay you 75 to 1,000 a game, and I was like, oh, I'll lose my eligibility.
Yeah, that sounds nice. That sounds like a lot of money to us. Well, you said how much per game?
I think he said 70 players get paid between 75 to $1,000 a game. So
Damn. So if you start the whole season, that's because yeah, I don't know. That sounds nice, but
I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah, it could have just been who knows how accurate it is, but so I had to
yeah,
make it clear. I was like, okay, wait, I can't lose my eligibility. I just wanted to train or play and not get paid, and then
yeah. No, your parents would be pissed if you probably just did something like that.
yeah, it sounded like well, that's really cool, but yeah, take a step back. What's up, Ben?
Yeah. Let's see. I think we have some questions in here. Um, so we answered the
Oh,
question about
he's talking about
UPSL.
relegation and promotion.
Oh, Eli asked, "Did you play Juco at PC?" Nah, but I played in the same group as them. Eli, did you play over there? Cause no, I had friends that played at PC. My friend Calvin, Aguirre played out there, and then my friend Sterling, Penningston, I think his last name is. Yeah, they played out there though. Money, money. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
What's up, Angeli? My sister's joined Chris Daly. Right now, money they're putting into the league. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's kind of over our heads. So it's people with the money have make the big decisions on that. But
yeah.
yeah.
we're growing really fast, like one of the fastest growing leagues in the world. But I
Hmm.
think ultimately, in the end, um, the European setup, basically the rest of the world sets it up like this too. Like it works for a reason. So
Yeah.
hopefully, it will eventually stop being so stubborn and think we know better and try it their way. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
it's just weird to me too, because like how even going to like a Division 1 game, how like I mean it's kind of nitpicky, but why did they like do their countdown down versus like
yeah,
Europeans just like count 1 minute, 2 minutes, you know? But I don't know, they like the buzzer beater effect of like taking basketball or whatever, because they'll even do the countdowns like you know when the half's about to end. It's like,
yeah,
what's the point of that? And like in some games too, they wouldn't. I went to go watch a UW game. They weren't even. They didn't even allow like a 10 and a tie. So like I guess it kept going
mm,
until like for overtimes until one of them scored, which is
yeah,
that's taxing on the body.
yeah. And the season is set up really bad, and there's a whole lot of things we just we know it's like not the best way to do it, but we just want to do it our way, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. 1 second, bro. I'm kind of getting. There's like a little breeze out here, so like I'm in the shade and I'm kind of shivering. That's probably why you kind of hear my voice kind of shake. But
All right,
the sun.
get back to the JUCO question. I just had a couple more about that. So,
Yeah.
um, talked about scholarships, the skill level of the competition, your recruiting process. Geez, and traveling for games. So when it came to like gear, this shouldn't be a huge deciding factor, but just something interesting like comparisons. Was there like a lot of gear you guys got? Was the team well funded in that way? How did all that work?
Um, let's see. Yeah, I mean that was the cool part because like with club, pretty much we had to pay for all our stuff, but then getting like the gear. So we were our school was Nike, so sorry I think there we go. Our school was Nike, so we had let's see, so we had an away kit which is green. No, sorry, away kit was yellow. It was like a nasty like mustard yellow. I don't know whose decision that was, and then
Yeah,
our home kit was green. So it was green top, black shorts, and then green Nike socks. Away kit was. Oh no, let me see. I take that back. So it was green. So pretty much our home kit was all just straight green. But then like we would talk and like we felt like it was good to like mix the colors kind of. So like we go
yeah,
green top, black shorts. I think we all kind of like the black shorts, and then whatever like green socks, and then yellow. We would have went yellow top, black shorts, and then yellow socks. And then that was our like game day kits, and then we had a practice. So we had it was mandatory to wear like our practice jerseys during practice. So
yeah,
like some guys, dude, they would just leave that in like their backpack, and like that, the freaking guys would be reeking.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, so we only had two. So we had a green one, and then the other one was gray. Honestly, like I felt like the gray would have been better to have like during games too. Like the gray one was. Oh man, I had it upstairs. I probably should have brought it down to show you guys, but um, we actually got to keep our. So all we got to keep was our two practice kits, the green and gray, and then our socks, the green Nike socks, and then the yellow ones. Everything else, like everyone got like a nice backpack, which we had
Mhm.
to bring back to them. We had like a nice like Nike like windbreaker with like the shoreline logo. Like we were like our mascot, which is like the dolphin. So the dolphin was on it. And then what else? I feel like I'm backpack. I
Like,
think that's most of it. I could be missing something. What were you gonna say?
I said, do you get like travel shorts or like long sleeves or anything like that?
No long sleeves. No travel shorts. The best part was like just the windbreaker, but then we had to give that back. Some guys actually kept it. I have one friend. He took the whole thing. He didn't give back the uniforms, so they had to end up ordering. They had to end up ordering like a new number 10.
Oh man, yeah. Like ours, I mean, we actually got quite a bit of stuff.
What's up,
Fortunately,
Jackson?
it was like it felt like that's it. But and like some of the nicer things, like we got not a windbreaker, but like a quarter zip, and it was like nice
Hmm.
Under Armour.
Oh,
Cause
there you go. Yeah, quarter zip. My bad. Quarter zip. But it's
yeah,
like windbreaker material.
yeah, it was really
Yeah.
that was like the one thing all of us wanted to keep, but we had to give it back because it was like the most expensive thing.
Yeah.
We got
No,
back
dude, believe me, I
pads.
wanted to keep it. I asked him like, Coach, if I were to buy this, how much would it be? And then like they were saying like 80 or 100. I'm like, dude, nah,
Jeez, no.
nah.
Yeah, they were actually selling like old like Shriner soccer jerseys after the season, just to us players, like $20.
So $20 not bad. I honestly, if they would have done that, I might have maybe have done that.
I was
But
thinking about buying it, but it's just like it was from like a few years ago, so not even
mhm.
like a reserve team or anybody would wear them. They were just kind
Yeah.
of around, so they like might as well sell it.
Oh, because they wanted to like bring in new ones and stuff. Because I mean, you guys probably had a good enough budget to do that.
Yeah, we're doing fundraisers. What's up, Caleb? Yeah, we're gonna start doing more fundraisers and stuff to try to get so we can keep all the gear and then also eventually like get nicer stuff, get more stuff. So
Was it that thing where like you guys have to send out emails, like as many emails or whatever? Like you kind of like I think we did that in high school too. Or like,
um, sort of like the last fundraiser we're gonna do, we got messed up by all this Corona stuff because like pretty much right before spring break,
mhm.
we had like a sheet and then we'd sell different kinds of shirts. So
Oh, okay.
our goal was to get 10 people. So if all of us got 10 people, they said we would have raised like over like $3,500 or something. So that would be
What's
like
up, Elizabeth?
so that would have been enough to get a lot of like new stuff, and then also enough for most of us to like keep the gear after the season's over. So
Yeah. No, I think that kind of fundraising is kind of better. At least like we're like, or like maybe like selling like a service or like having to do like a car wash or something.
yeah,
Like ours was literally just send out a link to like as many people you know and like write down emails, pretty much asking like about like telling us about the program, telling them about the program, and then just asking for money. And so
yeah,
like I don't even know like what we even hit, but we didn't hit like our goal or anything. We weren't even close. I think we probably made like I think all the money came from like two or three kids from like their donations. Like some of the kids weren't
yeah,
even sending them out. It is kind of like disorganized, but
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. You go to college and
Snap raise.
like you're paying all this money, and then you think like, oh, it's gonna be really well funded, and then it's like you're doing the same fundraisers you were doing in high school to get jerseys and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Interesting.
No, I think like car washes are for sure good, or even I think the honestly like from my experience of like playing sports, I think car washes like was for sure like one of the best ones, or even like the cookie dough thing. I'm not sure how much like that would raise, but
The chocolate
yeah,
bar,
yeah.
those things would be gone today.
Or you ever had those things where like, during school, like people would like have those big was C's candy? Are they big in Arizona?
We have like a little store in the mall.
Oh, okay.
Be
Well, I
good.
mean, because in Vegas they're big, and so kids would bring like this big like little like pretty much suitcase looking like box full of them, like 100 bars, like for assorted
Oh,
flavors. Some kids would freaking eat them or like just hand them out to friends, and they'd have to come out of pocket when the time came to like give the money.
but they were so good they didn't care.
Oh, I mean, this was just like high school or middle school. Like it wasn't part
Oh,
of the yeah. But yeah, what else? No fundraising, man. I mean, that's like.
the last thing I just had
What's
like
up,
a
Benny?
question. Um, as far as I'm assuming the transfer process is fairly simple going from
Mhm.
Juco to NAIA because they kind of set it up like on purpose. Like you get your associates, you move on to a 4-year school, and then get your bachelor's. So um, when you're transferring from the Juco to the NAIA school, was there like a ton of paperwork or was it fairly simple? How did it work?
Yeah, for me, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, I think it's probably it's similar like for every like pretty much anyone that's signed or committed to a college like for athletics. So for me, signing and sending it like it's a letter of intent is involved. Um, Pretty much get the same transcripts. So I mean, as far as in apply to the school, so I mean that's all basic too. I think even kids that don't play sports, like they go through like just like the same amount of paperwork and stuff. So, but
So it was
as far
actually
as
fairly simple.
yeah, pretty straightforward. But like, yeah, I pretty much had to do that myself. Like, the funny thing is, my coach actually he played for the same school that I'm gonna sign for. So my
Oh,
coach from JUCO, he played for the same JUCO that I played for, and he played for so he did his 2 year associates at Shoreline, and then he transferred to Evergreen.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So he
which is kind of funny. Was that?
Was he like a good connection, or was it just a coincidence, or what?
Uh, nah. I mean, I think John, which is the coach over at Evergreen, he probably talked to Joseph and just asked questions about me, and
Yeah.
then I think Joseph probably just he put in a good word. But I mean, I did most of the communication myself. Like my dad actually knew John too from when he played, like, and even my dad's my assistant coach at Shoreline, which is also like kind of friends with my dad. We kind of both had no idea that he was going to be assistant coaching, but he knows John over there at Evergreen too. Like I guess they played together when they were younger. So
So
now, like the
overall,
Seattle soccer community, it's all kind of like it's funny how it's kind of all connected.
yeah, it is interesting the way you've been describing it. Like, a lot of people he played against, stuff like that.
Yeah,
So overall, for you, your transfer process wasn't probably that much different than if you're just going from high school to college to begin with. Just like letter of intent,
yeah.
few like
Letter of
apply
intent.
paperwork here and there, but
Yeah, nothing too crazy. Just, I mean, I have a whole load of transcripts. I mean, that's kind of like, oh shoot, what's it called? No, that you made me remember. I have to do like the freaking NAIA like eligibility thing. So I have to do another thing of like sending transcripts. Like I don't know, honestly, dude. I don't know why like my school already has for my transcripts. So I don't know why they can't just like have that be done on their end. But it's just like extra work for them. So like just let the players do it, I guess. But it's whatever.
yeah, yeah, that's the part I don't like
And
about
it's $15 out of pocket because I have to do like the what's that thing? The you know that thing online where like it's connected to like where they it's like a service where like for sending transcripts, not Greenhouse or whatever. It's like
it. Like
something
DocuFi or something like that.
Docify. Yeah, that's one of them. But then there's like another one.
Oh,
Uh,
Parchment, is that what it is?
Parchment. Yeah. You have to pay $15 to them just to send that
Yeah.
out. So and I have a bunch like cause I told you I had I went to a bunch of schools. So like I think I've been to like four like different like college institutions by now. So that's a lot of transcripts to send around.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like when you're going from a 4 year to another 4 year, for some reason it can be really complicated because
hmm
the system is just set up where they want you to stay the same place for 4 years.
Yeah.
I was just talking with Adam Chaney, and he was saying going from D2 to NAI, there was a whole lot of things you had to do, and then that seems like kind of a nice thing about JUCO. It's like, go here, get some experience playing, get a lot of my like basic classes out of the way, and then when I transfer, I can just take like electives for the most part, and then I'll be more ready to play like a 4 year. And it seems like overall, it's a lot of people want to go straight to 4 year, but sometimes it can be good to just go JUCO, build up your experience, get an associate's, just get a better sense of college, and then you're more ready when you go to a 4 year.
Yeah. No, the JUCO route is definitely like a good route too. Like my friend he's playing D1 over at in the what's it called? The WAC, so the Western Athletic Conference. So he's playing over at Utah Valley. And he did his 2 years.
Oh,
He was an all he made the what do you call it? The All-Star team for NWAC, like both freshman and sophomore year. So in Peninsula, I think what's his name? I think is that your friend? Eli Gish?
I don't know if he's
Or
playing.
yeah. But he said he's friends with the coach over there. Yeah, man, I mean if you're still in here, that PC's got a really good program out there. I mean and I think from when I played against them, they were nationally ranked. So I wish honestly too, like Washington, like our little like JUCO conference over here, I don't understand why it's separate from the NGCAA.
Yeah,
Like they should just. I'm not a fan of like keeping things separate. I think everything should just be
yeah,
unified. But yeah, I mean they're like a really good program. Like every year, I mean just this past year they won all of NWAC. So they're a really good program.
yeah. I think with JUCO, it's like there's a lot of players where straight out of high school they're not ready to go D1 or pro, and then
hmm
then sometimes people just take that and they're like, whatever, I'll just give up on it. But then if you think about it, like, okay, but I could stay local. I could like still have a job or something, or pay less for school, and still play on a like really competitive league, competitive division, build up my experience for 2 years, and then you might go D1. Like, because I remember there was a football player in my high school a while ago, and he was like good, but he wasn't straight out of high school like D1 or whatever. So he went
Mm-hmm.
to Juco in Scottsdale, I think, and then like 2 years later he signed to like Middle Tennessee State or something like that, like a D1.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
Nice.
I'm sure that happens with a lot of soccer players. Like,
Middle Tennessee, that's over in the SEC too, right? Or is it like a
I think it's a
different
smaller
conference?
conference than that,
Smaller conference? Okay.
but
Yeah, 'cause that's South, yeah.
yeah, but like I'm sure with soccer, there's a lot of players that way too. Of like out of high school, everyone would say, "What's up, Kevin?" Out of
I
school, they would say,
think he's talking to you, Josh.
uh, "Yeah, I think like out of high school, a lot of people aren't ready to go D1, but then you see people go JUCO, and then all of a sudden
they
they're like,
they develop.
yeah, you're D1 or go to a better school, bigger school."
Well, I mean, same thing with I mean, I know you watch a lot of Devontae Friga, but big thing he talks about is like don't care what what the division or what the so-called like notions of like, oh, Division One is better than D3 or better than NAIA or better than D2. Like he's like, I just had the opportunity to keep playing. So
Yeah,
like all that matters is that you just develop. So all I mean, bro, I know so
exactly.
many people that like in my area, like during club ball or high school ball, like these dudes were like they're nasty. Like
Hmm.
they'd probably, but they weren't getting the looks at, or like let's say college wasn't really like a reality for them, or like they weren't good students, or like they wanted to just go straight to work. Like these guys were good enough to play at the next level, but like honestly, you just gotta keep playing. You know, and I think Matt Sheldon said this in one of his videos. The older you get, the competition drops off because people like whatever life circumstances, like they um they don't have the finances or the
Yeah,
opportunity is like the wrong time, or they go through like some bumps in the road and they want to give up, or let's say like they have to start a family early, or just like
yeah,
other personal stuff. So I mean, if you're fortunate enough to not have any of those like problems where like you have to support your family financially, or like pretty much like I don't know what else is out there, I guess, but where you have like bigger responsibilities than pursuing something that you like to do, I think people should just try to see this to the end.
yeah. I mean, that's something like you said, if you just keep playing, keep getting better. And soccer is one of those, like, you can go literally almost any country in the entire world. It's not like NFL or NBA where it's like, okay, I have to make the draft or I have to go to the combine. It's like, you can start out in the UPSL on the worst team in the UPSL and somehow work your way all the way up to like
Mm-hmm.
USL championship, who knows where? Because Kyle, or I almost said your name. Because soccer is just like there's endless possibilities, endless teams, and if you just go into whether it's a semi-pro team or a D3 school or a JUCO school and just think like, oh, whatever, this won't be that good, then you're not gonna get better. You'll never know like what you could have done. You'll just have that like what if moment later. So
Yeah, I mean,
wherever you
because
go,
you can't get that time back either. Because like if you let's say you were the man in high school, like you were like whatever all state or whatever, or Gatorade Player of the Year, and like you just stopped playing. So the guys that were like worse than you, let's say they keep playing. Let's say like, oh, like you had an ego, you wanted to go D1, you didn't want to sign at a D2 or D3 or NAIA, and then like you're like, nah, like if I'm not going D1, then I'm not gonna keep playing. And then these guys are still playing, they hang around, and then by the time, so that's like what 18, 19, like college starts. By the time you guys are 25, you guys are different, way different players. Like that, the guy that was worse than you, that guy's left you in the dust, you know. So I
yeah,
mean, the key is like you really just got. I mean, if soccer is what you want to do, you just got to keep playing. What's up, Brian?
exactly.
This is my friend Brian. Like I played high school with him. He plays over Juco over in that school I was telling you about in Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, he's filthy though.
Yeah, that's just like a super good point. Just if it's really what you want to do, then don't think so much about this team, that division. Just just find your opportunity and take it. And there's plenty of guys that they might go D1 and then all of a sudden they burn out. Or like you said, they think they're too good to play at a small school, and then guess what? they don't get any D1 offers, so they think it'll hurt their pride or their ego if they sign at a small school. But then the one that did sign at that small school, he's gonna pass you up super quick. So
Yeah. And
just
it's crazy how we all come from kind of different walks. Like some guys, they start really early, like they peak in high school or whatever, and like for whatever reason they just don't want to play. But then
yeah,
guys that aren't as good, because like it's crazy seeing because at least to me, like you see like a good amount of examples, especially in like pro sports, of guys that like shouldn't be playing, but then they just
yeah,
overachieve. Like they put in the work, and they're like they even say it in interviews, like man, like I shouldn't have even been here. Like there's been guys that I grew up with that are way better than me, but then like I just like stuck with it, you know. So
yeah. Even Fernando Torres, like he's kind of fell off in his pro career, but for a while he was like one of the best strikers in the world, leading scorer in the Premier League. And I remember hearing him like saying like, "Oh yeah, when I was like 10, 11, 12, or even just when I was like in my teens, there was guys way better than me, but I just kept working, I just kept playing."
yeah,
He's like, "But you're never gonna hear about them." So it's like, and then Messi, like when he was 10, no one would have bet he would be the best player of all time. Look where he is now. So
yeah. Nah, dude, I think about that too sometimes. Like I'm like, dude, he's really just like a normal dude that happens just to be crazy good at what he does.
yeah, or just you just keep working hard, keep going while everyone else slows down or stops, and
Yeah.
in the end it pays off. So
I
um,
mean, you do know because like going back to what we were talking about with like using their time in JUCO to develop and stuff. Like guys like Aaron Rodgers, he came from a JUCO. Like he played 2 years JUCO and then transferred to what was it? Berkeley, I think it was, something like that.
mm, I don't know.
Yeah. And then I think some guys even I think there's been NFL players that played like lower like non-division one. Like it sounds crazy. Like some player, like you think like oh to get drafted you have to be D1. But then there's been like walk-ons and stuff that you remember Danny Woodhead. He was like a running back for like, the Chargers, and I think he played D3 football.
Yeah, I think because even just recently, Devontae Friga, he was going to Mount Union, and he said the quarterback there. I don't know if he actually got drafted, but he was like probably going to be in the draft. And then um, Jerry Rice went to like what's it called? Jack, not Jackson State, some tiny like school. I don't know if you've heard of Mean Joe Green. He went to North Texas, which is like D2. Walter
Hmm.
Payton went to
Walter Payton went NAIA, I think, right?
yeah, I think and Dennis Rodman went NAI and got drafted.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw that during the documentary. Yeah.
Oh geez, says there's a minute and a half remaining. I didn't know we had a limit on how long lives were.
Oh snap.
I was just
Yeah,
about
no,
to
we
say,
gotta do this again sometime.
yeah, for sure. So,
But
anything else you want to add, real quick?
no, I mean I had fun hopping on this live. Like, it was cool. I mean, a part of me is because like, a lot of the guys like in our what's it called, our YouTube soccer college whatever peer group. They've been doing this kind of stuff too. And like I thought of doing this thing too, but I'm not sure if I want to limit it just to soccer. Like I might make like another channel or like do like a separate thing where it's like podcast is just like talking about like whatever. But I mean,
Yeah,
this is like for sure a topic that like I think people like there's a specific like viewership towards. So I
yeah.
think
So it was great talking with you, man. I'll add his Instagram below, and he also has a YouTube channel he's been working on starting up. He's posting quite a few like game analysis, and if you just search 206 football, you should find it. So go check his Instagram out. Go check his YouTube
yeah.
out. Um,
Check me out, and then just give me some feedback too. I mean, I talked to Josh about this too. But if there's anything specific that you guys want to see from me, or as far as like what I could be making, then just let me know. Cause I've been kind of exploring like what kind of content to make. But
yeah.
keep
So
check out Josh. Like if you any kid that's like up and coming, like high school, middle school, or just curious about how this stuff works, like this guy's like if if we had the stuff that he's been putting out when he as far as like
seconds. Sorry.
we'd be way more educated on like how this stuff works. So yeah, go
Thanks,
check
man.
out his stuff.
Appreciate your time. Have a good one.
Yeah, appreciate